22 minutes now past the hour, 73 degrees in downtown Sylacauga. Sierra Automotive Daybreak continues, and we visit this morning with Dr. Edward Stanulevich, who is a foot doctor here in Sylacauga at Podiatry Associates. And Dr. Stan, good morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
I know I massacred your last name.
Close enough. It's Stanulevich. We just go with Dr. Stan.
Dr. Stan, that's easy for me to say. Hey, we're going to talk about foot care this morning. And, you know, our feet, we can't operate without our feet. Tell us a little bit about your practice.
Sure. So we have a practice over here in Sylacauga right next to the Dairy Queen. Been here in Sylacauga for many years. Myself, I've been here for about a year now. And we're open 5 days a week. We have a 4-doctor practice, so we're able to see people every day out of this office here. We are a full-service podiatry clinic. We offer everything from off-the-shelf and custom orthotics, hammer toe surgeries, foot pain. We treat all age ranges, and then we also do surgeries in the office over at Coosa Valley, and we have an office in downtown Birmingham as well, and we do surgery at one of the surgery centers there.
All right, let's talk about foot care this morning. And you know, a lot of people don't think much about it, but our feet are very, very important to our everyday life. And what are some major causes of foot pain?
So there's a lot of different things that can cause foot pain. One of the big things is incorrect shoes. If your shoes are too tight, if they're wore out, if you're wearing the wrong style shoe for what you have going on with your feet. I always like to tell my patients you don't have a shoe size per se, you have a foot size. And so you might be one size in one brand of shoe and another size in a different. So you do want to make sure that they fit appropriately. Outside of that, keeping your feet clean and dry, basic soap and water goes a long way towards that. And then lotion every day. Always recommend that because your feet can get very dried out, they get cracked, they get painful, they can get infected from that. And then especially for our diabetic patients, when they don't have very good feeling in their feet, I always recommend that they check their shoes every day to make sure that they don't have something in there. And that's really a lot of it. Good socks, changing your socks every day. And then here in the summertime, people's feet get very sweaty. So airing out your shoes, making sure that they stay dry as well.
What about our nails?
So the nails, you know, we get a lot of questions about nails. We do provide some nail care in the office as well, whether it's for fungal nails or ingrown nails. We do a lot of ingrown nails here.
What causes that?
The ingrown nails?
Yeah.
It's a combination of factors: the shape of your toe, genetics, the type of shoes that you're wearing. Sometimes you'll just have a little bone spur under the nail that'll cause it as well. So a lot of times if there's pain there and more conservative measures aren't taking care of it, we'll even do an x-ray to check for that.
Why you talk about lotioning your feet? Why is that so important?
Well, the feet get dried out, and in our diabetic patients, especially the ones with neuropathy, the nerves aren't causing your skin to produce enough oil to keep the skin supple. When your skin starts getting dried out, it gets really stiff, it can build up a lot of dead skin, and that can cause the skin to actually break open.
Dr. Stan with us from Podiatry Associates here in Sylacauga for a few more minutes, and I guess that we need to look at foot care like we would dental care or any other type of care, but a lot of times we don't.
No, people tend to forget about their feet until they start hurting, and then when your feet hurt, that's all you can think about.
Yeah.
And I know here in Sylacauga, we see a lot of people from like the factories or you know, different work areas, and you know, you get people here who are spending 10, 12 hours a day in work boots on concrete. A lot of foot pain, a lot of foot problems, and we're specifically equipped to deal with those. So.
Dr. Stan with us here this morning from Podiatry Associates. Older people have more issues with their feet, would you say?
It kind of goes up and down. So little kids tend to not have very many. Typically, you get plantar warts or flat feet. Flat feet need to be treated if your child's having an issue keeping up with you in the store, if they're getting exhausted at the playground. And then pretty much the older you get, though, the more wear and tear you get on your feet. So we start seeing more things like tendon issues, arthritis. There's a lot of things that go along with that.
Talk about flat feet. I don't hear that very often.
Well, flat feet is, there's a lot of different things that can cause that. A lot of times it's a bone deformity, but sometimes it can be a weakness in a muscle. Essentially, what happens is the arches of your feet collapse down, and so you don't have the suspension you're supposed to have. We treat that when it's symptomatic through proper shoes, so shoes that have a good arch support, or through orthotics, and that's where the off-the-shelf and custom orthotics come in. We also offer services such as taping, which can help kind of restore the arch temporarily.
Some people are older, some people are overweight, and it is hard for them to take care of their own nails. Do y'all do that as well?
We do some. There's certain requirements you have to meet for insurance to pay for it. For people that don't meet those requirements, we do offer a self-pay service as well. Some people will go to nail salons for that. The thing you have to be careful with is, and there's some good nail salons out there, but there are ones where maybe they're not quite doing things the way that they're supposed to, and you can get into some trouble doing that, infections and whatnot.
And an infection in your feet, that's a bad problem to have.
Oh, very bad. The feet are the furthest away from your heart, so it can be kind of hard for your body to fight those off. So in those cases, sometimes we have to actually do in-office surgeries to drain the infection. We put patients on antibiotics and things along that line.
Yeah. So how can they find out more about your practice, Dr. Stan?
Well, we do have a website and also a Facebook page. But probably the best way to find out what we're doing is give us a call and come on down.
And again, before we go this morning, some common ways to care for our feet.
Well, again, hygiene is the biggest part, making sure that you're keeping your shoes clean and changing them when they get wore out. I see patients coming in with holes in the bottom of their shoes, wondering why their feet are hurting. And when your shoes get wore out, it's like your tires in your car. If you have a hole in the tire on your car, you're not going to drive very far. If you got bad shoes, you're not going to be able to walk very far. And then keeping an eye on your feet. Our diabetic patients especially, it's very important that they check their feet every day, but everybody should be looking at their feet, should be thinking about them. We brush our teeth twice a day. We should be looking at our feet at least once.
Dr. Stan, thanks for coming by this morning.
Thank you.
And you can find out more from Podiatry Associates. You can call them, or you can go on their website and find out more. We got more Daybreak just ahead, so don't go away.